guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth given name. Happy Sunday, happy Mother's Day. Want to say hey to all my subscribers, new as well as seasoned. I got a word for you. Tap in. In fact, I have 20 signs that you are a chosen woman. Now, I want my brothers, I am not leaving you guys out, or am I? Maybe I am. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll make another recording for you guys sometimes this week. But in honor of Mother's Day, there are tons of signs. But for the sake of time, I jotted down 20 that was in my spirit. Keep in mind, you may not relate to all of these, of course, but it's going to usually be a majority. And also, there may be some other things that I don't mention that I will in another recording, and you'll be able to relate to them. So let's start. You guys know how I go with numbers. So I'm going to try my best to just say next, because I'm going to get lost in the sauce. Bear with your girl, please. Let's start. Number one. Here I go. Number one. There is a great chance in your childhood, in your teenage years, in early adulthood, even till this very day, you've dealt with jealousy, envy, particularly from other women. You may have dealt with rejection. You may have dealt with abandonment. Maybe you were left out of friend groups. You may have even experienced things like absentee mothers and fathers. But either which way, you were rejected, abandoned, in my case, misunderstood, in a lot of your case, misunderstood. You just never fit in. You just never fit in. There was never a safe place for you. Okay. Number two, and you also attracted, even to this very day, you attract a lot of witches, warlocks, narcissists, things like that. Maybe not so much in childhood. Well, I don't know. Maybe we attracted baby witches, honey. Witches in the making, right? Number two, there's a great chance, maybe not as much now as you used to, but there's probably still some residue. I know I'll speak for myself. You deal sometimes with struggling with confidence and self-esteem. Is not that you don't have it, because we're solid in this area now. We're solid. We know that. We were never the problem, right? So you're solid in your confidence, in your self-esteem now, because you're walking in purpose and calling, and you now know you're chosen. So there was never anything wrong with you. But sometimes the residue of dealing with narcissists, or dealing with rejection and abandonment, things like that, being misunderstood, sometimes residue can still kind of transfer over. But ultimately, we're women. So, it's more so less about not a lack of confidence and self-esteem, not having like a dark cloud over you, right? Where no. I mean, we might have a day or two. I'm feeling cute today, but yesterday, we might have a day or two where we're really not feeling like ourselves. So, typically, you struggle with confidence and self-esteem at times. Next. This is definitely me, honey. You do not see yourself the way others see you. You don't see yourself the way others see you. Now, I'm not speaking so much about because there's a lack of confidence and self-esteem. It's more so less of other people see something on you. Like they think you're the most beautiful person, or you're this, that, and the third. And you're just looking at it like, I really believe it's God's way of keeping us humble, right? Because some women out here have big heads, and you give them a compliment and their heads swell up. And so then they're too much in, right? So we're chosen, so God must keep us humble. But I'm going to tell you this, right? God had to get me right one time. Somebody was giving me a compliment, and I just kept, it's not that you're putting yourself down, right? It's a difference. You're not putting yourself down, and you can even receive it as a compliment. But we don't really see ourselves. We don't see what's on us the way other people see it. So there was a good God ordained, beautiful, blonde hair, blue eye woman that God sent to me, who was just giving me all these compliments. And I guess she couldn't receive it. I received it. And then she said to me, and this is why I say it to you guys a lot, and it has been a game changer for me maybe 5 years ago. And now I do see myself the way God sees me. Literally ask God. Now, he's going to still keep you humble, right? He's not going to let you get a big head, but ask God to help you to see yourself the way he sees you. I promise you it's a game changer. I promise you it's a game changer. It's almost like we want to, oh, that just came to my spirit. Also, too, with Chosen Woman, because you've always had women who were so petty and catty and they felt like you like stole all the attention, it kind of almost made you feel like you had to always sit down, right? And just nurture their insecurities. So I think because we were conditioned to not be too much or not demand the attention, which we don't even care about that. We don't care about no attention. We just get it, but we don't care about it. We really don't, right? So maybe that's a reason why we struggle with really, because we were suppressed. We were suppressed. But honey, now, now, right? Next, speaking of that, people gravitate towards you. You have to beat people off of you, right? Like, well, maybe that's not nice, but people gravitate towards you. You can enter a room. When you enter that room, the room stops. And it has nothing to do with you're cute, right? You cute, honey, but there's cute people everywhere. It's your spirit. People are intrigued by you. And the crazy part about it is this. We don't even be knowing it's happening because we be in our own head, right? Like we're not even thinking about, like we're just being us. And then something may happen where, I don't know, you come out of your head for a moment and you look up and everybody's just staring at you, right? They're intrigued. It's like there's something about this person. Like, oh my goodness, right? Honey, you're a showstopper. Point blank, period. Men and women. Now, with the woman, it is going to be some side eyes. It's going to be some envy. But now we don't care. Point blank, period. So people gravitate towards you, honey. And when you step in that room, you own the room without even trying. And it has nothing to do with anything physical. It is your confidence because you are tapped in. It is your spirit. And you shift the atmosphere in that room. Next, babies, animals, special needs individuals, that can be children, special needs children or special needs adults, and the elderly gravitate towards you. Babies, animals, special needs, and elderly people, they gravitate towards you. With these individuals, their spirit, especially with babies and special needs, right? Their spirit is really pure. So spirits recognize spirits, right? Speaking of that, if you ever take your child somewhere and that child is screaming and acting like a child, that person's spirit is not right, right? Next thing. Men are, even those of you who are currently married or have partners or whatever, if you just think back on the past, men are more than, probably all the time, because men are men. Men are visual. They're attracted to your physical, right? First, your physical is what grasps their attention. But I can almost guarantee you, every time they've gotten to know you, it could be just the first conversation to me, because I know for me, it's always the first conversation. They're immediately attracted to your spirit. They're attracted to your spirit and they're attracted to your personality. It's very, very quickly that they realize there's something different about you. And if they're real, most times they're going to tell you, like, listen, when I first saw you, I ain't gonna lie, just you. Right? Most times you're going to hear that. But men are typically attracted to you for one reason. They may be thinking something else in their head, right? And then God switches that thing up on them, right? And you end up giving them a word they didn't even know they need, honey. The Lord sent me, sir. You were in your flesh. Next thing, honey, you're always told, probably even to this very day, And you may even believe it because of all the trauma you've experienced, especially if you dealt with a narcissist. But you're always told either you're too sensitive, which is true. Well, I'll raise my own hand, but we're spiritually sensitive. We're spiritually sensitive, so we're going to be sensitive. You're too sensitive. You overthink everything. Absolutely. I'm raising my hand over here, honey. You overthink everything. And you may have also been told you're crazy, especially from a narcissist. You're going to be told a lot that you're too sensitive, you overthink everything, and that you're crazy. Honey, the whole time they're crazy. Or they're trying to make you think that you're crazy because you're tapped in, right? So they're going to typically use reverse psychology on you, right? Manipulate you, things like that. But now you don't even take that stuff personal. Like before you were tapped in, you would probably sit somewhere in the corner, honey, crying to yourself, thinking, am I really crazy? Am I too sensitive? Honey, now you know. Now you know. When they say it, honey, is the confidence is like you can say what you want to say. The Lord done show me. So take it out with the Lord. Right? Okay, next thing. You often feel alone. This is even if you are married or in a partnership or relationship or a situationship or boo thing, whatever you got going on, honey. Right? Sneaky link. Well, hope you ain't got no sneaky link. Right? We ain't doing that. Okay. Typically, you feel alone. Listen, you can have 100 people around you and you can still feel alone because as a chosen person, the average person is surface level. So when they're talking about surface level things or their child, they're just their mind is not there. So because you know your mind is so evolved and like you're thinking about spiritual things, you're thinking about how you can change the world, you're thinking about assignments and how God wants to use you, right? They're talking about the BET Awards. They're talking child. So you typically feel very alone, even if you have 100 people around you, right? Never lonely, right? We're too tapped in, right? So we're never lonely, ever, right? We're too fulfilled. But you can really, really, really be alone. It's a difference between being alone and feeling lonely. Next, you have a very, very loving and nurturing spirit. It's that feeling of people want to just, can I just lay on your bosom? Like people melt in your hands. People feel safe around you. They just feel and it's the Holy Spirit in you, but you just have a very, very loving, nurturing, and serving spirit. Next. You have a lot of visions, dreams, desires, goals, things like that. These are things that, God have placed in your spirit. These are things, it's all going to be affiliated around purpose and calling. But there's a lot in you that it needs to be applied somewhere, honey. Right? This is why chosen women cannot just deal with any man. A chosen woman cannot just deal with any man. A chosen woman have to connect with another chosen man. A chosen woman is going to have to connect with a man who is most importantly led by God, because God will show him how to deal with her. Right? As a chosen woman, you cannot have men who shut you down, men who can't receive what you bring to the table because they're stiff neck and whatever they got going on, right? There's a certain kind of man, and there may only be one or two in this world, and you're okay with that. We got 1,000 choices, but we already know, right? What we allow our entire lives have to be literally handpicked by God. This is why chosen woman just can't be out here just accepting every man who says you're beautiful or this and that, or just because you yourself, flesh, is ready to get married. You literally have to wait on God's ordained timing and God's ordained spouse or partner for your life. Next, when God speaks to you, honey, you know. You know that you know that you know. When God drops something in your spirit, when God give you a word, there is nobody on the face of this earth that can change your mind when that thing is sitting in your spirit. Not saying that you're perfect, not saying you don't get wise counsel. I'm speaking in general, not like every little intricate thing, but in general, you hear very clearly from God. You're chosen. It's a direct line, honey. Next, you are often not appreciated. You deal with a lot of ungrateful folks. And again, I guess this can also go back on the fact that most people are surface level people, honey. They ain't got bird brains. They just don't understand how certain they just don't understand how the spiritual realm works, and how to appreciate and honor, honey. And they can say thank you 1,000 times per day. They can tell you they're grateful 1,000 times per day. It's going to be their actions that prove to you that they are thankful. It's going to be their actions that prove that they're grateful, not just words. Speaking of that, I need to make number 26, honey. The chosen woman does not fall for words. The chosen woman, words fall off of us like water. Where the typical average woman, you can tell this woman she's beautiful, honey, and she's already in love. You can tell her she's this, and God says you're my wife, honey, she's on cloud 9. We don't care nothing about that foolishness. We don't care anything about words. Your spirit, right? The convictions and the insights and revelation from the Holy Spirit will really let us know what it really is. So words don't stick to us. We'll smile and say, oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Child, please. We watching your actions. Trust me when I tell you, chosen woman watches actions. Next, and this is another reason why a lot of men have a hard time dealing with chosen woman, because they're so used to moving a certain kind of way, right? With 95% of just surface level people. So they try to run them same kind of games on the 5, maybe 10% of the chosen woman. Honey, you got to move completely different when it comes to us. Just stay in your lane if you ain't ready. Point blank. Period. Next one. Speaking of that, we are not afraid to stand alone. Honey, we are too fulfilled to be afraid. We are too fulfilled to be afraid to stand alone. We're already fulfilled. The Holy Spirit is in us. We are fulfilled with purpose and calling. So we don't have to tolerate foolishness that the average woman does. Because the average woman, if she's not really tapped in, she's going to accept disrespect. She's going to accept certain behaviors because she feels that she's not fulfilled, right? So she believes that another person is what will fulfill her. A person will never fulfill you in general, but especially not a chosen woman. Anybody that comes to a chosen woman's life will be an addition, not a completion. We're already complete. So this is why we don't tolerate nonsense and foolishness. We will cut you off on sight, no residue. See you when Jesus come home. And I may not speak to you when Jesus come home. Just depends. If I get convicted, I'll speak to you. Find somebody else to play with. Kizzy, it's Sunday. Okay. Where am I? Yeah, you're often not appreciated, sis. Like, listen, that's probably one thing that you say the most. Probably your top 3 things. People are ungrateful. They don't appreciate you, honey. People can't appreciate what they don't value, and people can't value what they don't even like. This is child. Okay, sis, your rewards come back from God, not people. So you are appreciated. You are appreciated from God, right? And so He bless you accordingly. Next. I must have mixed 2 up. I don't know. Next, you're in and out. I won't say maybe constant for some people. For me, it's in and out. But your in and outs are in constant isolation seasons. You're in and out or constantly in isolation seasons. Typically, this is going to be for a lot of reasons, but ultimately, is really to hear from God, meaning He remove all your distractions. Because as chosen people, everyone pulls at us, right? Everybody wants us. So we're always distracted. So a lot of the times you're going to be in isolation season and you're going to think it's a punishment, like, okay, why am I back in isolation season? Because He's trying to get a message to you. Now, every message is different. Every season is different. What is He saying to you in this particular season, right? Maybe it's insights to prepare you for the next season, but for elevation. Maybe it's insights so He can really reveal to you and remove the scales off of your eyes about certain people because you keep missing it. So there's different reasons on why we're always in and out isolation, but sometimes it's our own fault. Next. And truth is, I mean, for a lot of children, I won't say all, because I think too sometimes trauma triggers can affect this, but typically you do well in isolation. I know I do. I mean, I think maybe if some people have like the rejection wounds, then isolation can be very, very difficult. So don't if you don't do well in isolation, it doesn't mean that that's not part of your chosen, like you're called to isolation seasons, honey. So even if you struggle with it'll get better over time. But if you change your perspective to understand that it's God trying to get something to you rather than punishing you, then He'll settle your spirit about it. When you start going through isolation season and you do well in it and you get used to it, honey, you would prefer isolation seasons. Next thing. Oh my God, this is definitely me, honey. A lot, all caps, a lot of people can depend on and trust you. This can look like your own family. This can look like your job and your career. This can look like your ministry. This can look like your neighbors, honey. People know if you say you're going to show up, you're going to show up. People know if you say you're going to get it done, oh, you're going to get it done, point blank period. Now, we're not perfect, so we might miss the mark, or we might forget about something, or we might be in a crazy season ourselves where we're not really able to apply ourselves a certain kind of way. But ultimately, at our core, a lot of people can depend and trust us. Crazy part about it is we don't usually have that in return, honey. We may have one or two, but we don't really have that in return. Next, people feel very, very safe around you. Did I say this earlier? I don't know. I'm sure I tied it in somewhere earlier. But people feel very, very safe around you. Again, this just that feeling of come lie in my bosom. Even men, because a lot of men are not accustomed to like really showing emotions, showing their vulnerable side. But with chosen women, men really open up to you, right? They feel safe with you and they know that their words is really safe with you. Like I'm still holding secrets, honey, for people I don't even like anymore. I'm still holding secrets that will never, ever, ever leave my mouth from people I no longer like. I don't like you. I don't hate you, but I do not like you. Speaking of that, number 27, the chosen one do not hate anyone. God have placed something in us that we just can't hate. Even when we try to hate, it doesn't turn into hate. Now, we can dislike you real bad, but there's something in us that we just can't hate people. Even the people who hate us, we can't even hate you. Even the narcissists, we can't even hate you. We just want you to leave us alone, right? But we don't hate you. Promise you, there is not a hate in a chosen woman's body. Now, we may struggle with some, maybe some, unforgiveness or defense or offense at times. And it's still important for God to really help us and help us release those things. But hate, it's not in us, not as a chosen woman. Next. Honey, all day, every day. Honey, you got your own swag. Oh, you got your own swag, honey. You don't dress like nobody else. You don't wear your hair like nobody else. Like you always had your own swag. I don't care if it's green hair. I don't care if it's 35,000 piercings. I don't care. You've always had your own swag. The only time you may have swerved off of that path is if you allow other people's opinions and societal, I don't know, to penetrate you. But honey, if you stood firm on knowing that I march to the beat of my own drums, you gonna receive it, point blank period, or not point blank period, honey. But you got your own swag. That thing is stamped and certified, point blank period. Do your thing, sis. Next thing, honey, listen. Listen, you're listening. And I know my good sis is gonna feel this, honey. Every single person that you've ever had to walk away from want you back. Every, hear me, all caps, every person. I'm just not speaking relationship wise. I'm speaking in general. In general. Want you back, have some kind of regret for losing you, fumbling you. Every single person. Now, this for different reasons. For one, they thought you would never go anywhere, right? Because our hearts are too good to walk away. Oh, okay. You think so? Okay. So what happens? They thought you would never leave. You left. Then what happens? Life had to drag them, right? So they had to go out here and bump their heads 1 time, 2, 3, 4, and 5, just to realize that it will never be another you. Just to realize that the average person in this world is out for self. They had it made with you. But we warned them over and over, please don't let me get tired. Please stop trying me. I'm trying to warn. Honey, not one person. And all we do is block you and keep it moving. And then they keep changing all these numbers, changing all kind of email. Leave us alone. For real. Like seriously, leave us alone. I don't understand people. If God has given you something, you don't appreciate it, especially if you had more than one chance. Why are you stressing people out when they leave you? Including some of these men who want to sit here and beat these women for leaving. Leave people alone. Goodness, you and your flying monkeys. Woo, honey, I'm having too much fun with this. I want to be serious and like really like, you're not have this for my good mothers, and I'm over here acting like a straight nut. Next. You have immense, and I mean immense favor on your life, honey. Anything you touch turn to gold, honey. It's not to say you don't hit like, rough seasons, because we all do, but you don't even stay in a rough season. You don't stay in a rough season. There is immense favor on your life, honey. If you touch it, it turns to gold. If you speak it, it is. If God has shown it to you, it's yours. And then the people in your life, they're under that umbrella. They get to, right? So this is why when we do leave, we take that favor, right? So don't think you're going to be blessed the way you were blessed with me. Oh, no, honey. It's about to get real dry. Next. Well, even with immense favor, honey, there is immense warfare, right? You deal with a lot. And I mean, absolutely. It's the kind of warfare where it's like, if it ain't one thing, it's another. Honey, if it ain't one thing, it's another. You get to the point when you're in a good season or you have like a little good moment, honey, you already start telling yourself, don't even get too happy too long because something else is coming. So there's a lot of warfare, obviously, but there's a lot of warfare that you have to go through. Next, you often tolerate things and people longer than other people will. Typically, you're going to see potential, or you want to see potential in people, or you may even see the potential in them. The problem is we got to realize you can see potential all you want. We can't make them do better. We can't make them change. We can't make them evolve. So a lot of the times with chosen women, we don't give up on people too quickly. Now, for me, it just depends on the level of offense, right? It depends on the level of the offense, because honey, right? There's some things that I will cut you off, and I promise you, you can send 35,000 flying monkeys, honey. I'm gonna shoot every one of them monkeys down. I don't even know if I can say that on YouTube. I'm going to bind and rebuke every one of them monkeys and send them back to you, child. I'll see you when Jesus come home. It depends on the level of offense for me, right? But typically we warn people. Oh, and it's so frustrating because it's like we have to keep repeating ourselves, right? We warn people over and over and over. We try to help them even when they're sometimes hurting us. It's not wise, but I'm just being real here, right? Because we see the potential. We really try not to give up on people so quickly, especially if it's a person that everyone else has given up on. But honey, once we get that spiritual release and God says, job well done, let it go, we're out. We out. We leaving you and your flying monkeys. Next, people will attempt to, here we go. People will attempt to use, abuse, manipulate, scam, take advantage of you. And listen, here's the thing: as a chosen woman, you know what it is, right? Meaning you don't sit there and let it keep happening. My point is, you know what it is when it first happens. You know when it first happens that they're lying about something, that they're trying to scam or scheme. Oh, God's shown it to you the first time. He reveals to you first time. Now, here's the key. Again, as I stated in my video this morning, sometimes God will allow you to sit for a second, because what he's doing is he's using you as a test on the other person. So he's hoping that because he sent the chosen person, the person will somehow awaken, have some type of an epiphany to awaken, to realize like, oh, this is a different kind of person. So I might want to change my behavior. I might want to try to learn. I might want to try to transform and do things differently. So he'll have you sit for a second. Just depends now. Just depends. Don't sit anywhere until you hear from God. Right. So the whole point is he's giving you grace in the process. He's telling you close your mouth in the process. He's telling you, yeah, let them think you fool in the process. But what he's doing is he's testing them. He's trying to see, are they ready for promotion? Now, granted, there's different perspectives here, because you can have some people truly who are just not even a test, and you're allowing them to, I'm speaking more or less about assignments now. But when it comes to flesh, no, you need to move. You need to move. The first time somebody says they're going to pay you back, they don't pay you back, and they keep on coming. Listen, let them folks go. Let them folks go. Let them folks go. Okay. I'm speaking more so less now in regards to like assignments, things like that, when you know God is testing the person. And the person is so foolish, they really think they're getting over. Honey, when it comes to chosen people, you can never manipulate or scam the person. We're the vessel. So what you're doing is you're scamming God. We're a vessel. So whatever we do, whatever we say is God's. We're just the vessel being used to get it done. So you're scamming God. So now you think you came up. Now watch you hit a dry season where God snatched everything from you just to teach you a lesson, because you keep failing your tests over and over. Honey, this thing is so deep and these people don't understand, honey. But my good sis, when God hit that release button on you, you talking about a sigh of release, a sigh of heavy weight being lifted up off of you. Honey, you passed your test. They failed the test again. You're promoted, they're demoted. Next, I think I got two more. Speaking of that, honey, next one. Honey, when you are done, you are all caps D, all caps O, all caps N, all caps E. When you are done, honey, you are done. And I'm sure I tied that in with a one of the topics or one of the tips earlier. But honey, when you're done, you're done. Last one. Only Jesus, honey, only Jesus can send you back. Honey, your pastor probably can't send you back. Only Jesus can send you back when the chosen woman is done. Because we've been done over time. We didn't get done in one day, honey. You played in our face one too many times. Last one. You are typically introverted. You prefer like smaller groups. And maybe that's not everyone. You don't do new people like that. Like typically the people in your life are going to be people who've been there from childhood, are like long-term relationships. Short-term people would be more so less like people who've been in your life for a short time. These are going to be typically soul tribes. These are going to be God ordained connections. And you may only know these people for 2 years, but the connection and the trust level and the peace in your spirit will be similar to people that you've had in your, sometimes even more profound, but people that you've had in your life for a very, very, very long time. Again, this is not for everyone. Some people do like larger groups, but a lot of chosen people are typically more introverted. And again, this could come from trauma. This could come from being rejected, misunderstood, etc., etc. So because you had to always figure things out on your own, typically you're conditioned, you're used to figuring, and this is why we live in our head. This is why we can't turn our thinking off, right? Because we've always had to think our way out of something because no one else was really never deep enough to grasp what we were saying, or they were too surface level, or again, rejected, abandoned, misunderstood, etc., etc. So it may have conditioned you to kind of just be okay with being alone or around small groups. Again, this is not for everybody, honey, but group trips, don't call me about a group trip. The most I'm going to do is probably 3 or 4. And that can be exhausting. Don't call me with no group trip. We're going to group trip. There's about 57 people. We're going to all be on the bus and we're going to all stay at the same, oh, child. We're going to all share rooms. Child, no, ma'am. Y'all go ahead, right? Or better yet, y'all go ahead. Everybody stay at the same room. I'm going to find me a nice villa, right? Maybe about a mile down the road from y'all. But I will make sure I hit every dinner, event, whatever's going on. But honey, I'm going back to my room. Peace and quiet. You guys have a great one, guys. It's been fun. Happy Mother's Day to all of you. You guys have, and listen, my good sis who are not mothers. I'm not a mother. I've never given birth. But let me just tell you something. My friends and the people in my life, they won't even let me say that, honey. Right? They won't even let me say that because giving birth per se that's not the only thing that makes you a mother, honey. As a chosen woman, you nurture too many people, honey. So you're naturally a mother. So I just wanted to say that to those of you who are not mothers for whatever reasons. Some people cannot have children. To those of you are in that situation, please don't ever feel like maybe adoption or things like that is not like the same as your child. Please don't see it like that, right? Those of you like myself who can't have children and just don't want any, period. Please don't let people make you think that, listen, it's just not everybody's calling. As beautiful as it is not everyone's calling. Again, we all interpret the Bible differently. Being fruitful and multiply, I've never seen that as no children. I mean, I'm sure it can apply that, but for me, it's always been purpose and calling and how God used me and how I can reach and be a blessing to more and more and more people. So I wanted to share that. You guys have a great one. It's your girl, Kizzy Rock.